I would like to, if I may, through this video, to whoever watches this video, I want to give a message. Like, I want to tell them, like, this particular, whether and when the government would bring informed consent, whether they will inform about the side effects, all these things are a big unknown. And from what one sees, not just in India, but in other places in the world as well, there is a frenzy to get vaccinated. People aren't even, forget the, I mean, the thing is, people just don't know that there can be such big side effects for vaccination. And side effects range, it's a big spectrum actually. And also timeline is not clear. The vaccination, people are suspicious when the time is like not just the next day or the day after. They think, how can you even be sure it's because of vaccine? That's a stupid question I encounter time and again. We have seen it firsthand, and I know it is from vaccine, but such questions abound actually. So I would urge every single person who's watching this video to take this very, very seriously. When they say it's rare, it doesn't mean it hasn't. And also it is not as rare as seen in statistics, because most of the cases where people have suffered haven't made it to the data. It hasn't reached the data. So please don't have a false sense of security. Please, in research, please understand how this vaccine works. And it's such a big messing up with the immune system of the body, and it hasn't completed phase 3 trials. And worldwide, people are suffering in remote pockets. So please research, know your facts, make an informed decision, and that's my that's what I feel for you all. Thank you. Yeah, I'm Venugopalan Govindan, and based out of Coimbatore. And we have been residing here since 2002. Actually, we are living here.
Okay.
And my family consists of myself, my wife, my two children. Eldest is Karunya, and younger one is Karthikya. That's family.
Okay.
Yeah, my daughter Karunya is the victim of this vaccination, and she was 20 years when she passed away on July 10th. So she's 20 years old, and she's my daughter. She was Karunya was very healthy for the last 2 years, or even more than that. The last significant event that happened was dengue, which was about 4 years back when she had dengue. Before, other than that, she's perfectly healthy. Very occasionally, she'll have a sore throat, or that's about it. Like in the last 2 years, she just didn't have anything. After this lockdown started 1.5 years back, she was perfectly healthy. Not a single event. There was no doctor visit. Absolutely nothing. Yeah. The vaccine is Covishield, and the date on which it happened was on the 8th of June. I'm sorry. 8th of June is the fated day when she took the vaccine. Absolutely nothing. We were not even informed about any possible side effects. Nothing whatsoever, actually. We were kind of all over is the TV. Everywhere they keep telling vaccines are safe, go get vaccinated and to save yourself and to contribute in the COVID fight and all that nonsense. And there was absolutely, we had no inkling in any way that there are side effects possible. And prior to vaccination, nothing, not a single word. There were some places where she was supposed to sit and go to the next desk and so on and so forth, and she finished the vaccination. There was no mention of any side effects, and there was no consent concept at all. Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Unfortunately, no, because myself and my wife, we had taken the first dose of vaccine by the time. My mother-in-law, they had taken 2 doses, and So like, and then there is this propaganda everywhere that vaccines are safe. We never felt a need to even ask. And yeah, the vaccination happened on 8th of June in the noon, around 2:33, I think. And then we came home, and that night she was tired, a bit weak. She took one crocin tablet. She slept. Actually, they didn't give us any tablet. From my vaccination in PHC, we had mine, and we had some leftover tablets. She took one crocin. She slept. And then next day morning, she was kind of all right. She resumed work. She was interning with Goldman Sachs and from June 1st. So she attended work, and she had a regular day on that day. And we were all kind of happy also. Like, it looks like they didn't have much impact. But on 18th of June, it came with a big thunder. Like, the whole body was impacted. She could hardly walk. The whole body was aching, especially the limbs, the legs. And she was walking as if a 90-year-old person would walk, like with baby steps, like each leg was going like this, and severe pain, and throat completely blocked. She could not speak. She was motioning, I mean, kind of actioning what she needed. And she was getting spit, actually. She wanted to spit. We brought the spittoons for that, like, and even that she used to signal, and some frothy spit used to come, and then fever, high fever. It was in 101, 102 kind of a thing. This all happened on one day, suddenly on the 10th day, all this started. And she could hardly swallow anything. We thought it's just a fever, viral fever kind of a thing. And then my wife said, like, let's make her do some betadine gargle and some salt water gargling. We tried these things. And all this happened on a Friday. Then Saturday, the next immediate thought was, could it be COVID? We went to a neighboring laboratory, microbiological laboratory. We gave a swab test in the morning, came back on Saturday. That was a Saturday. We came home, and by noon, the test result came negative. We were all very happy. So it's not COVID. So this is some fever. It will go away. We waited on Saturday as well. She was actually suffering. She's a very quiet girl. She doesn't make a fuss about her problem, which of course perhaps was not helping. We really didn't know that she was in that much pain. And then we tried these home remedies, and we also gave her amoxicillin, 250 mg, thinking that's a throat infection. But no improvements. Sunday morning, I took her to the hospital. The doctor, the nearby hospital, Arogya Nursing Home, and there the doctor investigated her, and he also said throat is severely inflamed, and she cannot be given anything solid, and he didn't even give a solid tablet. Like he said, both amoxicillin and Calpol he gave in syrup form. He said only that can be given. Any food should be given after making it into liquid, so she can take on, because throat is fully inflamed. She couldn't talk much at that time. Not much is the wrong word. She couldn't just talk. She was only signaling in hardly a word or two. And then we came home and gave all those medicines and gave her liquid diet, whatever was possible. Saturday passed. This happened on Sunday. Sunday passed. And then Monday, no much improvement. We were just trying. And then Monday evening, I got worried. I texted the doctor. He said, bring her immediately. We took her there. The doctor investigated, and he said, let us admit her now. Let me take her in admission and check her. And he also took one more swab test, thinking maybe the earlier samples were not taken properly. So he took one more swab test, and she was admitted on that night. And she was there for 4 days. Doctors tried different things, like mainly their blood was sent for culture, expecting some bacterial infections. And also the WBC count was way high, actually. It was about 20,000. And then they took some immunomarker. Now it's a bit past the day. I don't have the reports. I've shared the reports with the subsequent doctors and also with in my AEFI report. The thing is, immunomarkers were all high, very high. So we were there for about 4 days in that particular hospital. In that process, 22nd, I read the report. Those who took this AstraZeneca jab, some of them got neurological problems. This Guillain-Barré syndrome, GBS. So then that got me worried because some of the symptoms she was having, hardly she could walk, and some of the things that she had, very similar thing. I consulted with doctor. He could understand my concern. He said he sent me to a specialty hospital where they checked her for neurological problems, and the doctor said nothing neurological. But by the time evening, when we reached this hospital back, she started getting chest pain actually. In the middle of the chest, she was having pain. Whenever she lies down, it was heavy. Sitting was okay. A certain position, we are getting more and more worried. What's happening? And the doctor said on 24th, like we agreed, if fever, the one consistent thing that was happening was high fever. Fever wouldn't subside. So the only solution for that was the paracetamol was being sent through IV fluids along with IV fluids. And the doctor said, like, this kind of high fever is not correct or good for organs. They could get damaged. So let's study tonight also. And if things are not improving, you can to a higher center. And the fever was high. We shifted her to PSG hospital, which is one of the big hospitals here. They are attached to a medical college also. They have a medical college also. So we thought, and there's somebody recommended one Dr. Murli there, who's infectious diseases specialist or whatever. Like we went there. We admitted her there. I would like not to go into the very detailed treatment that happened in that particular hospital. I would like to just say that only on 4th July, her symptoms started on 18th, and 4th July, she was given steroids and blood thinners, and there was good improvement. Like she started walking better, but the fever wouldn't go away. Fever was high, and the blood test reports were still way off the mark. All these immunomarkers were bad. So 4th, 5th, and 6th night, she had a very big fever. IgG, that is the immunoglobulins, had to be given through IV. And that was the, what shall I say? We started it on 7th morning, and 7th afternoon, completely, she started having low blood pressure. She was almost a seizure kind of a thing. Low blood pressure, low pulse was dropping fast, and the O2 was dropping fast. They rolled a stretcher into the room, and she was moved to ICU on the 7th. A very healthy girl who was there in the beginning of the month. That ill-fate of 8th June, vaccination that changed everything. On 7th, she went to ICU. Again, I would request not to go into every micro step there, and it was a downhill after that. And then 10th morning, she was declared dead. That's pretty much the events that happened after her vaccination.
Right.
Absolutely none. What was 23rd, I had called the Serum Institute's helpline number to report that such a thing happened after this vaccination. So they in turn, somebody called from Serum Institute on, I think, 25th or 26th, one Dr. Sunit Tandon called, and he spoke a bit about that. And it was looking a bit bureaucratic. They just were asking details just to note something and close kind of a thing. Nothing much was happening there. And then he sent me one AEFI form on that day. And we were in the hospital throughout these things were happening. And when after this unfortunate event of her death, on 20th of July, I again filled that form and sent it to them after I kind of gained my composure. Like I said, okay, let us at least record it. And then, so that was sent to them. Exchanges happened. And it is AEFI number. Other than that, there has been absolutely no communication or anything from the hospital or from the doctors or anything like that. Okay. Or the government, rather, government. AEFI, because I wrote to this Serum Institute and they sent me that the AEFI form and I completed and sent it to them. They said they are filing it actually. They are, as part of the regulatory requirements, they are filing all the adverse events coming to them. And so this has now, the Karunya's case has been registered with government through Serum Institute. Okay. I have not filed other than that separately. I hope they have filed it properly. I don't know. I've just got the number. Sure.